Ladies and gentlemen, after the residents from other counties had visited State House, today it was the turn for the Murang'a County residents to also enjoy the beauty of the Kenyan State House. And in this kind of an event, there's a lot that happened, and I want to share with you on this particular video. Number one, there were key leaders that were missing from that kind of an event. Who were these? Number one, it was the governor of Murang'a County. The governor of Murang'a County, I did not expect him actually to miss. I was very keen to see whether he was present. But instead, William Ruto decided to take the former governor to represent him. Then, out of the 7 elected members of parliament, only 2 were present. And among these that were missing, Ndindi Nyoro was one of them. That is very significant. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the 35 elected members of the county assembly, 29 of them were at Nyoro, as others were in State House. So they decided to have a parallel meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from that, obviously the senator also of Murang'a County, John Yutu, was also with the MCAs at Nyoro visiting Rigathi Gachagua. When I was doing my research about the mountain politics, someone told me that if you want to see where Mount Kenya is heading to, check on what is happening in Murang'a County. The people of Mount Kenya, please confirm this to me. Now, if you can see clearly now, if the key leaders were missing, then who went to State House? People who were going there basically to also take their share from President William Ruto. Shocking. And I think that is very disappointing. But ladies and gentlemen, everything that happened in State House today, it was indicating something. But also, there were reasons behind some of these actions, especially leaders that missed in that particular event. That is what I want to highlight here, where I want to show you the reasons as to why some of these leaders missed this event despite the invitation. But before I do so, if this is the first time you're watching my videos at Mukwa Times, please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Let me dive in without much wasting of time. Number one reason as to why most of these leaders did not go to State House, it's because of the Gachagua effect. If you listen to Gachagua's speech in Nyoro with MCAs, you can tell that that gentleman is lethal.
Let me say this is a great act of patriotism and selfless leadership. I always tell people to listen to the ground. I've never told the MCAs to listen to the ground, because the MCAs are the ground themselves, because they live there. And I want to thank these leaders, because they have come to me with a message from the people of Murang'a that they have very clear instructions to disassociate themselves with bribery and corruption at State House. And what you have done, you have demonstrated leadership, that you respect the people who elected you, and you are satisfied with the salary that the people pay you as taxpayers, and you are not willing to sell your people and what they believe in for little money.
So for you to avoid the wrath of Rigathi Gachagua, you have to listen to the people. So exactly, most of the leaders, despite not going to Nyoro, they decided not to go to State House. So that is number one. Number two, ladies and gentlemen, the ground has shifted. Through the leadership of Rigathi Gachagua, the entire Mount Kenya now is against President William Ruto. When you see you invite leaders, out of 7 elected members of parliament, you get just 2 coming to see you. And apart from that, out of the 35 elected MCAs, you just find that 29 of them are at Nyoro, and you are sharing a few that who came there. That is a clear indication that the ground has shifted. It has shifted completely from your side. So therefore, it's an indication that the ground in Mount Kenya has already left President William Ruto. I don't know what he's going to do to get these people back, because William Ruto knows very well that he has to win Mount Kenya for him to win an election in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at William Ruto's 2022 general election campaign, some of the leaders that were really forward in terms of campaign were from Murang'a County. One of them being the governor, the other one actually being Alice Wahome, and of course you had the great Ndindi Nyoro. So if you check these people, most of them right now have left President William Ruto. And one thing I know, when they leave you, especially such people are very close to you, then they're listening to the ground. And it is clear that these people have listened to the ground, and it is telling them, don't go to State House. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm feeling strongly that the kicking out of Ndindi Nyoro was also a fact. Apart from just listening to the ground, Ndindi Nyoro was kicked out mercilessly from the committee that he was heading as a chairperson. That was very sad. And right now, we're not even getting the statements that we used to get from Ndindi Nyoro as far as the economy is concerned, more especially in relation to the government policies. Of course, from outside as opposition is doing his work, but now from the government, we are not getting proper statements because the person who was put there is busy in the gym. He has free time. Ndindi Nyoro never used to have time. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from just kicking out of Ndindi Nyoro, the other reason as to why these leaders missed State House, it is the way things should be. There is no way you should go to State House to beg for development projects. And there's no need for William Ruto to invite you to tell you on what he has done. As an individual, from where I sit back in Keroka, my village, or maybe Nakuru where I stay, I'm able to tell that President William Ruto has done this and that. So when you realize that he has to call people in State House to tell them what he has done, something is wrong somewhere. And that is just basically perception and politics. So things should be the way that, things should be this way. You stay at home, and as a leader, you do your work at your level. The president does his, and then things manifest by themselves. So the Murang'a people, my special leaders, kudos. Ladies and gentlemen, apart from just these reasons that I've given, everyone knows that William Ruto was going to promise them one or two things. And I think as we speak today, most Kenyans are now tired that enough is enough. Promises zimetosha. Now it is time for action. So therefore, it is simply the fake promises that have been making people, that have been hurting people more, that have made actually most of these leaders not even too good. Because you go, you sit, you're promised, and later on, it doesn't get actualized. So as a result, you feel like, no, there's no need of going. So generally, this could also have contributed to some of these leaders really absconding William Ruto's event at State House. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, is the nature of Mount Kenya. Once a decision has been made, that is it. If you go against the decision that the people of Mount Kenya have made, then you are finished. So the leaders are simply doing what is usually happening in Mount Kenya. Once, when I was doing the analysis about Raila Amolo Odinga way back, when I was watching his politics in 2022, they did so many things to bring back Mount Kenya. But honestly speaking, Mount Kenya made a decision long time ago that it's enough with Raila Amolo Odinga. He tried his best, but still he could not get the majority of the Mount Kenya votes. Meaning that the Mount Kenya people also make decisions just like that. Once they've made one, it's over. So that is one of the reasons as to why some of these leaders did not manage to go to State House. I don't know what is your take, ladies and gentlemen, but I feel this is a bad sign for President William Ruto. It is a bad sign indeed. Right now, I'm not so sure whether there's something that he can do to get Mount Kenya back, but I'm feeling strongly that this is a bad sign for him. I don't know what is your take, but in the comment section, you can share with me on what you think.